Hi, we're headed to the Statue of Liberty now. Officials before being allowed into the U.S. Hey guys!
Hey!
Today we're going to do something a little different than visiting neighborhood stores. We're going to be tourists in our own city.
We're taking Statue Cruises Ferry across the New York Harbor to the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island.
To reach the island, you must book passage on the Statue Cruises Ferry, which leaves from Castle Clinton at Battery Park at the very southern tip of Manhattan. You can take the 4 or 5 train right to Bowling Green and get off, and then walk right to Castle Clinton. The ferry costs $18.50 for adults, which gives you access to the grounds of the Statue of Liberty National Monument, as well as Ellis Island. Lines for the ferry can be long, as passengers must go through an airport-style screening process, meaning you have to remove your belt or any other metal items. But we were really lucky, and we breezed through the entire pre-boarding routine in just a few minutes. But we're told not to count on that because lines can be really long, especially on heavy tourist days. The ferry trip, which first stops at the Statue of Liberty for disembarkation and embarkation, takes around 40 minutes from start to finish. The ferry has plenty of seating, both indoors and out, as well as many spots to stand along the decks and take photos of the views of Manhattan and the statue and Ellis Island. Our first stop is the Statue of Liberty Museum. The new museum is part of a $100 million Liberty Island-wide beautification effort. The museum was built to withstand hurricane-force winds and even has bird-safe glass exterior. The Statue of Liberty Museum was conceived as a garden pavilion that would add to the experience of all visitors to Liberty Island, regardless of age or nationality. Merging landscape and building, the new museum's roof is planted with native meadow grasses and offers visitors sweeping panoramic views of Lady Liberty, Lower Manhattan, and all of the New York Harbor.
You may have noticed that there's no one else up here with us.
Right, that's because we were given special access for a press preview for the website's 6 Square Feet, where we're staff photographers. You can even see the press lanyard around my neck.
I love that you can see Ellis Island, which is going to be our next stop after we go inside.
All pedestrian and seating surfaces are finished in locally sourced gray pink Stony Creek granite, used by Richard Morris Hunt for the statue's pedestal over 130 years ago. Now we're going to go downstairs and visit the exhibition spaces of the Statue of Liberty Museum. The Statue of Liberty Museum celebrates the Statue of Liberty's history, influence, and legacy in the world, and will open to the public on May 16th. The new 26,000 square foot museum features 3 gallery spaces, each one meant to inspire visitors and educate them about the Statue of Liberty in interactive and thought-provoking ways. This is the original torch from the Statue of Liberty and was moved right here into the museum late last year. The original torch, which held high for nearly 100 years, was rescued from the elements and replaced in 1986. The torch, which weighs 3,600 pounds, was moved by crane from its previous location in the statue's base to the new museum.
I really love the view on the roof, but this gallery is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like really the centerpiece of the museum to us. It's so beautiful to see in person. Also located in the same gallery as the original torch is a full-scale copper replica of the face of the Statue of Liberty, which was made using the same techniques as the original.
Please feel free to touch it.
In the engagement gallery, visitors will be able to explore what took place in the workshop where Frederic Auguste Bartholdi built the statue. A series of multimedia displays evokes the feeling of being in the sculptor's studio, and guests can see the step-by-step process of Lady Liberty's construction from small plaster models to the copper sheets pounded on massive negative molds to create the statue's final form.
This room is really great, and it has a lot of immersive sounds, and I just really think it's really, really super.
Yeah, you really get to feel like you're right there in the artist's studio. This is a full-scale copper replica of the actual foot of the Statue of Liberty. In this section of the gallery, visitors can delve deep into stories about the statue's history, its design, and its role in the world, and explore the multifaceted, sometimes contested ideals of liberty through artifacts, graphics, and interactive media.
Hey guys, we're back on the boat and headed to Ellis Island.
Remember that access to the museum is free with the purchase of the ferry ticket to Liberty and Ellis Islands. The tickets also include access to all the grounds on Liberty Island and to the grounds on Ellis Island. Ellis Island stretches over 27 acres and is divided into two parts, the Ellis Island Immigration Museum side and the abandoned Ellis Island Hospital complex, which can be only viewed on a guided tour. Last July, we were invited to be the Untapped Cities brand ambassadors for the Save Ellis Island tour docent, Barbara, who led us on a hard hat tour of the off-limits abandoned buildings of the Ellis Island Hospital complex, including the 1930s Ferry House building, the Laundry building, as well as the Contagious Disease Hospital buildings, including the wards, morgue, and maintenance facilities.
Please hold handrails whenever possible, particularly on stairways.
Barbara was a really amazing guide, and we left the tour with such a deeper appreciation and understanding of the history of the island. Being in those buildings, we could really get a sense of how it must have been for our relatives who passed through Ellis Island. Between 1901 and 1910, 8.8 million immigrants arrived in the United States, with 6 million processed at Ellis Island. Ferries and barges brought steerage passengers from steamships, and by the early 1900s, around 5,000 people arrived at Ellis Island each day, with a record of 11,747 people on April 17, 1907.
opportunity to learn today. Much has changed since Miss Liberty first set foot on what was then known as Bedloe's Island in 1886, and since Ellis Island first opened for business in 1892.
Wow, what a really great day.
Yeah, it was really, really amazing. And we definitely feel that the $18.50 fee for the ferry ticket, which includes the access to both the Liberty Island Museum and the Ellis Island Museum and the grounds on both of the islands, was well worth it. And we also highly recommend booking the special hard hat tour through Untapped Cities, which, I mean, it might seem a lot at $75, but that includes that the ferry fee. So it's totally worth it. And in all honesty, you had plenty of time.
Yeah, you have plenty of time to take photos and look at all the buildings. The tour guide was great. It's a really, really fun time.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We plan on highlighting more independently owned stores in New York City. Thanks again.
Oops, we forgot. We'll put links in the comments below to the 6 Square Feet article, Liberty Cruises, and all you need to know about the Untapped Cities Hard Hat Tours.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thanks again.